Well, Baba used to say that I have come not to teach, but to awaken. And I had the good fortune, consequent to my having been born in the family who were wholeheartedly, head over the heels, as I would say, into Meher Baba. Those who came to seek from Baba got realization, got it. And here's a story of a particular person who was with Meher Baba, and Baba called him his outstanding disciple. Not much is known or written about him, but barring in something in Lord Mayor or elsewhere. And his name was Pleader. He was Parsi by birth, and his full name was Kekashru Jamsetji Pleader. Pleader means a lawyer, which he was not. His father was a very, very successful lawyer in southern India. And they had an absolutely affluent life there. In the Blue Mountains, if you know where Nilgiris is, Uti, the famous hill. So he had a nice practice, and he had 7 houses in Nilgiris. Now, as time went by, Pleader's father got entangled into family feud, means his relations outside his own family, and lost everything that he had within a very short span of time. And as a result, he died. So they fell right from the top apex down to the bottom. And this is the only way Meher Baba has fished his own personal disciples out of rampant miseries. Nobody has come riding on an elephant to Meher Baba. No. So he had there were 6 brothers and sisters. Now, they could not afford the lifestyle that they were hitherto accustomed to. So they had to come to Bombay, where they did not know anybody else. And we had Parsi charities, and Parsis were mainly situated in either Bombay or Gujarat, the nearby state. They were given a single room. We had those chawl systems in India. We still have in some. So there they were given big room, and many Parsis stayed in the neighborhood adjacent to them. Parsis means sworn enemy of Meher Baba. Absolutely. But they were in that environment. The Pleader, as Baba would always say, he was ready, means sanskar-wise, over the past births. And Baba used to gesture like this, that his engine, locomotive, was running in full speed. All I had to do is change the tracks. That's how he said. When on return to Bombay, he found a job in a bank and he was working, but his mind kept on thinking, and he was not satisfied as to how this could happen. A quick development from what to what. And he went on thinking, and he hired another. Those times the houses were easy to get in Bombay. So he found a room. He used to stay with his family, but early morning at 3 o'clock, he used to come after bath to that room and do meditation. But all these things never satisfied him until such time a little turning point, the first ever, came in his life when somebody, his friend from the bank where he was working, his colleague, he placed the book by Swami Ram Tirth. Don't confuse with Swami Ramakrishna Paramans. It is Swami Ram Tirth, the professor who became God realized, and he took a Jal Samadhi, means he walked into the Ganges in Himalaya, and that was the end of it. So he started reading, and Ram Tirth I've read the books. Ram Tirth would put life into a dead body. That kind of a orator or writer he was. He went on reading, and the emphasis came that a guru, Without a guru, there is no salvation. So all these processes were going on, but somehow or other, he was not happy about it. That what should I do? How to get out of this vicious circle of lives and births and all that. And in those days, there used to be something called a circular ticket railways. You start from Bombay and you go to the whichever circular you want to go, south or north or west. But as per Baba's game plan, without meeting him, he selected a circular ticket of an area where Meher Baba and his perfect masters were. That area only. So from Bombay to Pune, where he would bow down to Babajan. Then from there to Kedgaon, Sakori, Upasni Maharaj, from where he would go to Kedgaon, Narayan Maharaj. Tajuddin Baba was, of course, very far, at a very far-flung place called Nagpur, so it was not possible to come at the weekend. And then from Narayan Maharaj, he would go to Meher Baba. None of them ever had any interface or interaction with him, including Baba. Pleader said, never even looked at me. So I took darshan, I used to go. Now, among these perfect masters, Narayan Maharaj was very easily accessible, down-to-earth person. So he asked Narayan Maharaj that, look, I'm looking for God, in search of God realization. What should I do? He said, you have to find a guru. Otherwise, it's very difficult. He comes to Baba again. Pleader said Baba was sitting, always sitting like that. He took darshan and went away. Next trip, he asks Narayan Maharaj, do you think I will ever find a guru? What should I do to do that? Because you don't have to do anything. You're going to find him in less than 1 month. This is what he revealed. What do you think? On the same trip, after Kedgaon, Narayan Maharaj, he came to Meher Baba. This time Baba looks in his face and he said, 7th time you have come to me. And that was so. Pleader said, yes. What are you thinking about? Such thing has happened in my life, and that triggered off the process of my searching for God realization and all. And I've been going around to places, and Baba particularly asked, where did you go last? Kedgaon, Narayan Maharaj. What did he say? He said that you should find a guru, and that when I asked him, he said you're going to get him in less than 1 month. So Baba said these gurus are very tricky. Don't let them run away. Hold them by the feet. See that they don't run away. And then surrender to him. Pleader said, what overtook me, I caught Baba's feet. And he said, I cried and cried and cried. Baba did not allow anybody to interfere. And after the whole thing was normalized, Baba said, he asked Baba, would you give me God realization? Baba just said like this, that yes, it's a man's promise, he said. But you have 3 lives suffering ahead of you. Are you prepared to face it? Pleader said yes. It's so intense was his longing. From day 1, that is this day, till he went 6 feet down. It was nothing but asking for only one thing only, and that was God realization. So Baba said, no, I don't want an immediate, impulsive answer. You go to Bombay, don't come back tomorrow, it's only. Think about it for 1 month. Stop going to anybody now. And you think about it, and if you still think that you can join me and I should help you with this, come over. But what Baba asked him was, which we never questioned, he never questioned Baba. And those times, why and what and why could he have said this and what did he mean by that? That was not at all there. Do it, do it. But when you come, you bring your mother with you. Ask her to put your hand into my hands. He gestured like this. And he said, she should say that from today I have given away my son to you. I have no connections with him. So after 1 month, all that was done. Pleader joins Baba, renounced the world, everything, his family, all the... Baba kept him over there and gave all sorts of duties initially, you know, looking after masts, and then ashram duties also. There is a story you must have come across about the cobra staring Pleader. Have you? I'll tell you if you're not. It is in Lord Mayor somewhere. And Bao used to say this story in a very humorous way. Baba had gone into seclusion, but before that he placed Pleader into seclusion on the hill. The doors were open where he stayed, that cabins. He was not to speak. 5 years silence was given to him. He was on fast. Sidhuji, who attended Baba for toilet needs and even bringing milk for him, and same Sidhuji would do the same things for Pleader also. He would every morning bring around 10 o'clock a cup of milk. He would say Jai Baba, and Pleader only responded like this. One day, Sidhu goes to do the same thing in the morning, and he said Jai Baba, but Pleader never responded. He didn't even move. So he said, why this? And he saw, Pleader was staring at the, you know, in Meherwan we have those beds with frames on which rest the mosquito curtains, mosquito nets. Yeah. So those kind of beds were there. And on one of the wooden thing, the cobra, big one, he's looking at Pleader in the eyes concentratedly, and Pleader is looking into his eyes. That was the... You couldn't move, because the moment you moved, he would sting you. And Sidhuji came running down there, and Pao said that he told Pendu and Padri. He could not speak like this. And Pleader Kaka, Pleader Kaka. So Padri sensed it, and he said, there is something definitely wrong. Both of them ran up, Padri Kaka and Pendu, and they saw this sin. Padri tied a piece of cloth, a substantial piece of cloth, to a staff, put kerosene on that, and showed it to the cobra. So the cobra felt with a thud, and they killed him. Baba breaks his seclusion next day, and he comes. And as if he doesn't know anything, he's asking Padri, everything is okay? Padri says, yes, everything is okay, except yesterday this kind of a thing has happened. Baba immediately ran to Pleader's cabin, and he's asking him. Now Pleader could not decipher his gestures, so Baba had to explain very slowly. But Pleader also was on silence, so he had to reply in writing, paper and pencil. Only when Baba came, otherwise no communication with anybody. So he said, Pleader nodded that yes, such a thing did happen. Baba is saying, but he could have killed you. He said, no. How do you say that? Because I know you were behind me. He would never do that. You could have shouted, he said. He did like this. How could I shout, Baba? You kept me on silence. Should have run away. These are not ordinary things. Baba, I'm in seclusion. Your orders are that I should not go out. Then Baba called him. There were the 3 occasions on which Meher Baba embraced him. This was the first one. And he embraced him and said that you have carried out my orders. 100% of my satisfaction. So then days went by. He was given all sorts of duties. Certain times, crypt was dug. Baba's crypt, whenever it was. Baba had made him to sleep in the whole day. He would work at the lower Meherwan with the masts and others, but night he had to go up in the crypt and sleep. This was happening for 6 months under Baba's orders to him. And Pleader said that he was on silence. 5 years is a long period. Every morning, some villager be it farmer or whatever, Arangaon people, one young boy would have, always it was a young person, would give a rose to him. And Pleader accepted it and kept it aside. But there was no explanation to this. He went on and on. All the musts were, we know, most of the musts were brought by Baidul. But Muhammad was the only must whom Pleader had brought. Oh, later on, as time went by, Baba gave him orders. But before I tell you, I'll tell you this story. I'll tell you something. Baba said that the kind of suffering I have given to Pleader, I can show you from quite a few persons' books, predominantly Donkin. He said the kind of suffering I have given to him, you would not feel like giving to the worst of your enemy. This is what Meher Baba said. And when he described longing, you know, we read about longing, but we can't imagine. But I was fortunate to see that longing in Pleader. And as Baba rightly said, to describe from our point of view, he said that longing should be such that it is like a scorpion giving you a sting. And it is so painful that even if all the pleasures of the world are brought to you, you would not accept it. You will say, get rid of this pain first. That is the kind of longing which he had. Baba sent him first to Babajan to stay with her for some time. Means visit her for a couple of days. This is the first time Babajan acknowledged Pleader. Earlier he used to visit her on his trip. First time he acknowledged, and he said, come 7 o'clock every day in the morning. Near the tree she used to sit where the shrine is now. You come at 7 in the morning. There was a person who used to ride Tonga. Tonga is a single horse driven carriage. In that, Babajan was placed in the vehicle, the Tonga. Pleader used to sit with the person, and they used to go to, Pleader said that first day only, she took me to about 23 people. Every place she's asking for tea. And she started giving me also. So every time she took, he said that I can't take 22 cups of tea. So Babajan did not do that. But asking for tea, later on she said that tea is cha in India. And the Persian meaning of cha means love. Love. Chahat is love. Am I right? Chahat is love. So she used to ask for that only. So a day before Pleader's returning to Baba, he's telling Babajan, you are not allowing this man to carry on his business from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. So she retorted and said, Akal ka dusman, this is how she used to say. Means you are a fool to ask that question. This man had a kingdom in his past life. He doesn't bother about this. So he saw the carriage driver. She was asking him, ask him. So Pleader just looked at him and he said, Sahab, yes. After leaving her, I get 3 or 4 such passengers that the entire day's income is compensated. That is all. Then later on, he was sent to Upasni Maharaj. Upasni Maharaj had the preparation of yagna. You know, yagna is the, according to Hindus, there is a place in which sandalwood and incenses are burned with pure ghee and all that. And to appease the rain god, certain things are recited, verses, right? But he was waiting to perform Surya Yagna. And Upasni Maharaj called him, Upasni Maharaj and Keshwanand Maharaj later on also called him by the same name, Padri, not Parsi. Padri, you have come? I was waiting for you only. Because he did not like he was just waiting. And he said that when I light this Yagna Kun, when I recite the 7 generations upward of yours, Purvaj, upwards, for them the doors to the heaven will open. He said that. After that, he came again, and the turning point came when Baba told him to go to Himalayas. He said that there is a 6-plane saint called Keshwanand Maharaj. He is my spiritual agent. Go and be with him. Where to go? Himalayas. Now, where in Himalayas? Himalayas is from one end of India till the other one. But Pleader knew that he will guide me. So he said, I went to Hardwar, Rishikesh, then further down, upward, into Himalayas, where we have places called Akash, where Ganges flows from. The Ganges at one point is known as Akash Ganga, means Ganges coming from the sky. You have to look up and you can just see that it is coming as if from the skies only. Then Patal Ganga means going deep down into the earth. So if you look down, you would not know where it is going and landing. Then Doodh Ganga is milk. Doodh Ganga, the foam of the flow, the fall, would be like milk. So he said, I went on, and they had an ashram which is still today there. It is known as Kali Kamliwala Baba's ashram. And that ashram, as you are about to enter deeper parts of Himalayas, the woods, they would give you, the sadhus only, they would give rations of, say, 1 or 2 kilos of rice, then match boxes, sugar, tea, and a blanket, which blanket they have to return on their way back. But the rest of it was for them. And Pleader was given the saffron robe, which we still have. We call it sannyasi's dress, saffron colored. It is known as kafni. Baba had given. And a kamandal. Kamandal is a utensil, kind of, in which he had to beg food from 3 places. And the Baba said only 3 places. If you don't get at the 3rd place, you don't eat. You don't go to the 4th place. So he was given. And he said, I proceeded further. And he said, Baba has never let me down. And he will never let anybody down. If you have 100% surrendered and given your faith, have your faith in him. One day weather was terrible. And the areas in deeper woods of Himalayas in those times, I think it will be the same now also. He said they were so pitch dark in the day that even a ray of sun would not penetrate. And he said, next step, I would not know whether I'll put on the ground or I'll go into the valley. That kind of dark environment. And from there to proceed and find Keshwanand Maharaj in Himalayas. So he said that thunderstorms and torrential rains and all that. And he had to eat, let alone finding 3 places to beg from. There were no 3 faces to be seen. So he said, no, I've got that ration given to me from that ashram. So I'll make porridge out of the rice and have it. As he took out the rice, it was all wet. It's all right. Matchbox, you squeeze and it was all watery. So he said, I laughed that Baba wants me to observe fast today. Tomorrow maybe. Said, I was thinking that way. An old couple in their very late 70s patted me from the back in that region and said, Maharaj, means Reverend, Sadhu, you address as Maharaj, Narayan Maharaj. So they took him to be a Sadhu and they said that we are observing a particular fast and we can't break it and eat anything unless we have offered some food to a sadhu first. So here is the food that we have got. Please have it. It's not anything that is left over. On the contrary, whatever you leave back, we will be able to eat from that and break the fast and have our food thereafter. So Baba said, see, the Pleader said, see, Baba never let me down. He went on further up and then by asking people, although he was on silence, he could have written, which he did, but not many people were literate also. I'm talking about the 30s and in that region. He went on and on and he finally landed where Keshwanand Maharaj is. Please look for his photographs and you will know what Keshwanand Maharaj is. So such bright and radiant he was. In a loincloth, in Himalayas with this kind of cold. And Pleader later on told us that whenever we gave him bath from the Ganges, because morning he would go into his trance, samadhi, as we call. When we threw water on him and a few drops of water fall on us, we would shiver. But this man stood like this, unruffled. And as the sun came up, Keshwanand Maharaj was just shut his eyes and move in the direction of sun. Never open for once, even no eating, no nothing. And when the sun went down, he will open his eyes. And then he also was into the begging, and then at the banks of the Ganges or someplace, he would give discourses, intense spiritual discourses. So Pleader said that I landed there and I saw Keshwanand Maharaj standing in Samadhi. I told his disciple that, look, my master has sent me to be connected with him. And I showed him Baba's photo from the kafni, and I said, he did like that, my guru. He said, no. You can talk to him, you can meet him only after sunset. And that too, you won't be allowed inside. I'll have to ask him, because Keshwanand Maharaj was nothing but fire. He wouldn't allow any human being to touch him physically. He had that staff on which, sannyasis have those meditations done. So he would swing it. If you came anywhere nearer him, he will hit you. He would not allow anybody. So that day when this argument was going on between his disciple and Pleader, that my master has sent, but you can't see him now and all that, with that flutter of noise, Keshwanand Maharaj broke his samadhi. And he thundered. Pleader said that he had a voice, like a thundering voice. And he said, what is happening? The disciple went up to him and said that somebody has come from Bombay, and he says that his master has sent him to be in touch with you. Send him in. So Pleader said, I was allowed to go near him, but I was warned not to touch him. So I did not touch him. And Pleader showed Baba's photo to Keshwanand Maharaj. And he looked at him and he laughed. And Pleader just said again, that is my master. He has asked me to come and stay with you for a while until you tell me to go, or whatever Baba has said. I don't remember. So Keshwanand Maharaj's instant reaction was, you leave Meher Baba. You join me. I will give you God realization in 6 months. मैं ईश्वर का साक्षात्कार करवाऊंगा 6 महीने के अंदर. So Pleader said, I politely yet very firmly told him that today I am with you, it is because my master has ordered me to come. Otherwise I have not come on my own. And if I am going to get God realization, it will be Meher Baba who will give me, and nobody else. I have taken Diksha from him. Keshwanand Maharaj liked it. And he was allowed to touch him, he was allowed to serve him, and when in the evening he used to go 1 or 2 days, people saw, and they did not bother much. But those time the Purohits were there, the Brahmins, the priest class, with the silver colored staff and all that. So they protested to Keshwanand Maharaj, look, we are high caste Hindus, you don't allow us to touch. And this is a Parsi. They eat meat, chicken, flesh, fish, everything. Again Keshwanand Maharaj shouted and he said, don't ask foolish questions like that. Do you know what that soul is? And do you know who his master is? His master is carrying the burden of the universe on his shoulders. So don't ever think of that. And things went by. Keshwanand Maharaj used to reveal secrets of future to all who were assembled for his discourses. And you would not be able to make out. He had forecasted partition then. इसकी औरत ये उठा के भागेगा, उसकी औरत ये उठा के भागेगा. This will run. People will run away with each other's women from the family and all that. And he said that there will be total massacre in Punjab. The partition did take place in Punjab only. Everything was going on. And one day, Keshwanand Maharaj did not go for trance. And he said, ये पादरी की तो निकल पड़ी. Means he has clicked the lottery, sort of. All he has to do is to go to his master, and he will give him enlightenment. He'll put his hand on his head, and that's the end of it. He'll get his enlightenment. Pleader said, I was happy, and he was asked to go. He started for Bombay, and Baba at that time told him that when you on your way back, halt at Bombay, visit your mother and brothers and sisters, and come to me thereafter. So he went there in sannyasi's attire only. He went and he asked his mother, who was a noblest of souls, everything is fine, how are you? You know, he was writing, and his sister Banu used to read out. So mother said, yes, everything is fine. Yes, I'm taken care of. Your brother is going to mill. He got a job in a textile mill, and we are managing, don't worry. But the sister flared up. Says, mother, why are you concealing things? And she told Pleader that, you know, that woman staying in that room with her family, she's tormenting and taunting our mother and us, all of us, in the name of Meher Baba. Because Parsis means, I told you. And very much, every day it was a pinprick for her. And she was crying whole day and all that. That is how the Pleader always lamented this incident, and he used to do like that in our house when he was... And he said, why had I to curse somebody? He told the sister, because he had gone through spiritual discipline with Keshwanand Maharaj at Baba's orders and all that. And he had that kind of spiritual progress also, maybe. So he told his sister, take me to that room. So he went up to the room and he called that woman from inside. So she came and he wrote down, asked his sister to tell her, hereafter, if you tormented or harassed my mother or my family members in the name of Meher Baba, not otherwise, in the name of Meher Baba, there will be series of death in your family. He cursed. And this I have heard straight from his mouth. He thereafter left. After his leaving, within hours, Baba comes to mother's place, Pleader's mother's place. And he said, I had asked Pleader to visit you on his way back. Has he come? So yes, he came about few hours back only. And the such and such thing has happened because Baba said, take me to that door. Baba said, huh? And while going to the door, he held Pleader's hand. You know, Parsi's main attack was, even Colonel Irani, main attack was that Meher Baba was a womanizer. Women mandali, no? So he was a womanizer. Yeah. And that he swallowed money from people, and so deliberately he took Pleader's mother's hand like this, clasping, and the sister by the waist. Yes, I am a womanizer, no? He came up to the doorstep. And he did not call that woman or did anything. He was just looking at her. And that woman, instead of asking for pardon from Baba, she went on to taunt Baba also. Look, Meher Baba has come to our doorsteps. Now we will be moving in cars and rolling in wealth and all that, the way these people are. All sorts of taunt. And Baba came back to Meherabad. Baba later on tells the Mandali people, I went up to her door to give her forgiveness, pardon, if she was to ask me. But she was not destined, Baba said. What do you think? In 1 month's time, such tragedies happened that first, her own husband died. On the 4th day ceremony, which we have Parsis, the son died. After the father, the son died. And on the 1 month, I think Christians call it month's mind or something. That is in India they call it. 1 month ceremony. On that day, her son-in-law, of the husband of the only daughter who was staying with them, her son-in-law was returning from work, and a tire of a big truck, huge truck, burst the rim of the wheel. It flew past that boy and opened his skull. And Pleader lamented that. Baba said, I knew that it will definitely come true, but I had gone to forgive, provided they were to ask for it. And he comes and stayed. Muhammad used to call Baba Dada. And Pleader, he used to say Parsi Dada. Baba gave him other various sorts of things. And one day he comes and he tells Pleader that, look, I have received message that your mother has passed. So go to Bombay, past 3 days back. Go to Bombay and be with your family. But Pleader said, I'm telling you, these are the sanskars. Huh? To us, we will break down immediately. He said that, no, why will I go, Baba? I have left them all behind and I have renounced. Only when you said I had gone. He said, no, don't give me this answer just now. I'm coming tomorrow at 7 in the morning. First he said, 7 in the morning, I'll say. He said, 7 in the morning I am coming. Think about it and decide and tell me which way you are going, whether you are going or not. Pleader said, yes, but Baba said on one condition, that you will not shed a tear during the whole night. Pleader said, yes. And he said that I did not pay much attention to that also and engaged myself in my duties. And next morning, Baba comes as promised 7. And he said, what have you decided? Pleader said, no, I'm not going. I'm with that answer only. But she was your mother. Only soul of that level could say this. He said, Baba, she's one more mother that I have, additional mother that I have lost. Am I still mourning my mother of previous birth or the one before that? And Baba wanted to make sure whether he really means what he says. So Baba pricked him again. He took his hands on the barbed wire fencing, which had dewdrops collected over the night. And Baba took water from that and he did like this. And he said, you cried the whole night. That is why all this water is there. Baba wanted to know whether he breaks down or he stands by or he genuinely means what he says. So he said, I laughed looking at Baba. I said, no, I did not cry. Now it is my order that you go there and be with your family for 2-3 days and come back. If it's your order, I'm going. And he left there. Comes back. After some time, Baba told him, you will see that he showed one plot of land, a small. And he said that, see that nobody makes mess over this spot. Masts, you never know. But his orders to Pleader always have been, which Baba kept reminding him, were that don't abuse, don't even physically harm the mast also, even if you are angry. And Baba went after telling this. But there was a mast who was in a habit of jumping on trees and dancing and singing when Baba came there. So that must comes walking up to that plot, and Pleader said he is looking at the plot, he is looking at my face, and he spat. He spat. Pleader said, and they used to address Baba as Badi Sarkar, means big boss. Pleader said that boss's orders are that don't do all this over here. Then Pleader said, I went and was doing my other work. After a couple of hours, he comes back to see whether this spot, that was also an order. As Pleader said, as I saw that, he comes running again. Same thing. He looks at Pleader, he looks at the spot, and he spat again. So Pleader warned him. He said that you have broken Badi Sarkar, that is, boss's order many times. I will break it once, meaning I'll beat you. That's what I want you to do. He spat again. It was Baba's chavi only. He spat there again, and Pleader said, what? I do not know what overtook me. I twisted his arm a little bit, not with a view to hurt, but to intimidate. This must became morose and quiet and sad and sitting in a corner. Baba comes next day and he is not signing. To Baba said, "What is wrong with him?" He told him in Gujarati, has he lost his mother? That he is in a sad mourning state. So Pleader said that such and such thing happened and he spat there. I don't want to know what he did. What did you do? Baba is saying. So he said, I turned his arm a little bit to intimidate him. Baba said, you are a butcher. And that hit Pleader over here because he loved Baba immensely. It hit him very badly. And he turned into that sad mood. And he was not himself. So Baba asked him, what is wrong with you? Why are you not the usual self? The Pleader told him these very words. He said, like an old servant going to his master, seeking retirement, I have come to you to seek your permission to allow me to go to Bombay. I think I have failed. Baba did like this. You are telling me what plans I have got for you. But Baba did not stop him. It was all, he himself was taking him by the finger, as I keep on saying, and he wanted all that to happen. Baba told him that in that case, do what you like, but before that, give me a promise that you will perform the play of Raja Gopan. This is recorded history. In many books it is written that masts were made to perform the play of Raja Gopan. It will be a one-man show. You will make them to perform. I'm giving you some time. He gave, fortnight or a month. That's not important. In such and such date, I'll be inviting people from government machinery, some top officials, some top people of Ahmednagar. Prepare them for that play. And Raja Gopan is not an ordinary play. He was a Jangir, he was a God-realized king, a perfect master. For musts, to tame them into saying that, Baba said that, but while preparing them, whatever they do, don't get angry. Don't wish them ill in your mind, let alone beating them. Pleader said yes. And Pleader said, there is nothing that this musts did, spare, to provoke me. He said that I gave, intense dialogues were there over this spiritual kind of a play. अंतर पढ़ने से बोलो तो उल्टा पढ़ने से बोलेगा. Means the dialogue with a particular meaning, if he was to tell somebody peacefully and lovingly to recite this way, he would say it the other way to render totally a paradoxically opposite meaning. They went on. When he was giving them, it was one man, huh? Nobody had to help Pleader. No. He said that when I gave them bath in the morning to prepare them and then dress them up in that, crown and all that, oh my God. He said that they were spitting on my face when I gave them bath. Everything they did to provoke him. But I did not, because I knew what price I am paying for that. 7 days before the play was to be staged, Baba comes to him and he says that 7 days are there. Everything going on all right? Don't cut my nose. This is how Baba did. Naak nahi katwana. I have invited so many people. Don't make me have a sorry figure. See that? Pleader said that I do not know. I have done as exactly as you said. Now cutting off nose is in your hand only. You can cut my nose or your nose or what. Baba went. The day came. This is Meher Baba, of the master that we are worshipping. I'm telling you, he did everything, gave him very tough time for the play. The day of staging of the drama and everybody was there. The musts performed their part like veteran actors. Absolutely giving correct narration of dialogues, acting, everything. And they were given rousing reception. People clapping, ovation, sorry. Baba Pleader said that he did not climb the steps of the stage and come up, but he came, he jumped like this. Baba was young enough. He jumped like this on the stage and he said this. This is the universal stage. It's me standing here. It's you standing there. When I will manifest, you will be my charge man, he said. And Erach, who is a God-realized soul with a veil that I have put on his face, will come to assist you.